Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Johnny. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the possibility of the next Pokemon game major main title for the Pokemon series for the Nintendo Switch. So, we don't have any confirmation what game will be next. It may either be Diamond or Pearl, or it may be Pokemon Let's Go Johto. This is the two speculations that the whole community has been going crazy about recently. But, they always like to drop little hints in the background or usually make like little hints in their trailers or when they're speaking. They always like to give you a little hint of what could be the next Pokemon game. So the first one that we're going to be looking at here, it makes sense if they actually make another Pokemon Let's Go Johto. For the reason, as you guys can see the plushies in the back, you have Ho-Ho, Lugia, Lapras, Mewtwo, Entei, the three dogs, Fraligator, and and as well as they have the EV evolutions, Umbreon and Espeon. So, why would they put those specifically? And they have Pokemon Let's Go in the back as well, and the console as well in the back, kind of symbolizing that there might be another Pokemon Let's Go game. It just makes sense that they would do that, in my opinion, to release those two games because I feel like the Pokemon Let's Go trend is not over yet. And here's another reason why I think Pokemon Let's Go Johto could be the next thing. The development cycle for Game Freak games has been kind of like more delayed recently. Like when Sword and Shield came out, we had to wait like a long time for just Pokemon Sword and Shield to come out. And Let's Go was like a placeholder for them. So as you know, Game Freak is a studio that does work on multiple Pokemon main titles throughout the year. So I wouldn't be surprised that they had another team working on Pokemon Let's Go Johto right after Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee. So we're calling it Let's Go Johto, but who knows what the name will be. But as you guys can see, it just seems like they're hinting toward that, and maybe even Detective Pikachu, because they have it in the background where they have Detective Pikachu figure in the background, so they might even be hinting at that. But it's just the plushies, everything with the generation theme of Johto region, with the Gen 2 theme. That's why in the background it seems to make sense. Another thing that you guys could also look in from a previous image that we saw online is this one. Now, this one, oh, give me a second. Now, this one, I know it's more speculative, but it says, I won't encounter a trainer like you for around another 3 years. This may just say that, she returns back in the Johto region, but you never know. She may actually come back and encounter you in 3 years, and it's almost about to be actually 3 years. I think it's almost about to be 3 years since Pokemon Let's Go came out. What year did Pokemon Let's Go come out? Uh, Now, obviously, okay, it came out in 2018, so it's 2018 is already the first year, 2019 and 2020. It would kind of make sense. It's almost 3 years. Even though it's more like even more like 2 years to be honest, 19 and 20. But you never know. So here's the thing, though. If she says 3 years, then maybe we'll probably be seeing this game in 2021. So that means that may be the next Pokemon game in 2021. Pokemon Let's Go Johto or something like that. If they said it was like 3 years, with this hint right. Sorry, my mic cut off. This may not be a really concrete hint at all. Matter of fact, it probably is not a real hint at all. But that means I was hoping this would release at least in November for 2020, to be a placeholder until the next Pokemon game actually comes out. If they would actually want to do that, and it would make sense for them to put it as a placeholder if the game is ready to go, because this year we kind of had like the DLCs, and it would just make sense for them to kind of release it. Now we're gonna talk about Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl is actually the next game that should indeed be slated for the next release or major project from Pokemon Company or the Game Freak. Usually that's the trend. The next game is like a remake of Pokemon. So I would want it to come out, but I wouldn't. It wouldn't be so far fetched to think that Pokemon Let's Go Johto could come out this November, and we can still have DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield. to hold us into the next game comes out. It would kind of be a perfect time to release Let's Go, Johto edition. If they were to release it in 2020. But if she's saying like 3 years, that could be 21. So that means realistically, if that does happen, we will probably have to wait until 2022 for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, or maybe not even Diamond and Pearl remakes. We might even see an entirely different complete game. And that kind of disappoints me for the fact that I mean, I know Johto is one of the best region. Everybody loves Gen 2. Everybody says Gen 2 is the best. They have the best post content and everything that you can do in the games, but I don't know. I don't know how I really feel about that, to be honest. I rather much have either a remake, or I rather have a continuation or a new title or something. I think we won't have a new title as the next Pokemon game or a continuation, because I feel like it's a little bit too early to introduce another generation of Pokemon characters right now. The anime hasn't even caught up to introduce like another generation of Pokemon. So I honestly, the only thing I can really think of, it's either gonna be the Diamond and Pearl remakes for the next Pokemon main series game, or it's going to be either Pokemon Let's Go Johto. And another thing that I was thinking about it, I mean, they like to bring in all the older Pokemon. It would make sense for them to bring all the Johto Pokemon back into the games, and you could probably even work it out and actually transfer your Pokemon to Sword and Shield from Johto, Pokemon Let's Go Johto. So yeah, Pokemon Let's Go Johto is probably gonna be the next big announcement. I hope not, because I would really, 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 really much prefer that they just Let's Go series go away. I mean, it's not that I'm hating completely 100% on the series, but I really think that they should just make another main series game, in my opinion, or the Diamond and Pearl remix. But man, they can definitely. It just seems like they're teasing Let's Go Pikachu. So I think it's June 24th when we'll actually see the announcement of what or more details, to see what the next game will be. So that should be pretty soon, probably next week. So it's not gonna be a long time from now. So we can all be speculative and think if it's either Let's Go Pichu or Merle. That's what I saw an image somewhere, or if it's Let's Go Johto. So I think that's what might happen. But if we get Diamond and Pearl, I'm definitely gonna be grateful if they remake Diamond and Pearl, even till next year. I just hope they announce one of them. But but to be honest, if they are going to release Pokemon Johto, I mean, like I said before, I know I might be repeating myself. This would be a good placeholder for 2020, like for November, and then next year we get Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes. And it's not like we're entirely losing the main series Pokemon game because of the DLC that's coming out. That came out, uh, the DLC expansion, which the Crown Tundra, and as well as the DLC that came out today, the Isle of Armor. So I feel like the main series games are not gonna end right now, because the DLC is holding it up for this year, in my opinion. That's my personal opinion. I know some people are gonna say, "Well, the DLC was pretty short today." I know, I understand that the DLC was pretty short, but I mean, if you capture all the Pokemon, it takes a little longer. And if you do all the side quests of Diglets, it will take you a little longer, maybe 6 hours on average, maybe 5 hours at tops. Uh, but capturing it will definitely take you. Capturing every Pokemon side quest probably around 10 hours. I would say for the first DLC one, if you really, unless you just transfer your Pokemon from Pokemon Home and, and transfer them over instead of doing it the right way, where you can just go ahead and capture it in the wild. So yeah, I think it would be a good placeholder for this year, but I hope next year we get Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, because that's the one I'm really hyped for. But we just gotta see till what news they talk about next week. Either way, it won't be really a disappointment. If they do announce Let's Go Johto, then you know we got another Pokemon game for this year, and we also have the main series alongside with the DLC that should hold us up for the whole year. And then hopefully next year, Diamond and Pearl remakes. But if they release it next year, I would be kind of disappointed, because then we had to wait till 2022 for Diamond and Pearl remakes. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much sums up the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? Will the Pokemon Let's Go be the next major announcement for Johto region, or will Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes be the next announcements? So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to leave a like button. And peace out.